Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different than what I normally do, and that is basically transitioning into a sort of like a live commentary type like video, which is something that I think I've been wanting to do for a long time now, just as like a way for me to connect with you guys and talk to you guys directly. And so today I wanted to talk about a couple of different things. So mainly we're going to be doing that as I play through the original Dead Space. Today I did want to talk about a few things, namely talking about whether or not, and asking the question, will the Dead Space remake be better than the original game, the one I'm playing currently right now? And then also I want to firstly touch on the new changes to the YouTube policy, of which I'm going to have a lot of thoughts on, especially now that I'm transitioning into being a much bigger YouTuber than I was previously. And so that's a big discussion that I want to talk about. So overall, what are my thoughts on this new YouTube policy? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, it is not the YouTube policy that I think anybody likes. I think it is exactly what you would expect from somebody like me to say. I just don't like this policy. I think it's a ridiculous policy. I don't think it fundamentally works for any one YouTuber, especially in the gaming scene. So, yeah, I can't understand for the life of me why they are doing something like this. It just fundamentally does not make any sense to do something like this, especially because of the fact that it really just hurts creators. It hurts every single creator, especially in the gaming scene. And as somebody whose YouTube channel is based in gaming, this really would hurt me in the future depending on what type of video games that I play. As it is anyway, it's like with the profanity part of the policy as well, it's like I don't really curse as it is that much on this channel, so it's not like that part of the new policy would directly hurt me anyway. It's the stuff regarding violent video games that definitely hurts me the most. Because as it stands, I do play games that delve into the more violent areas of, killing and all that kind of stuff. Like, just look at the game I'm playing right now. This game is so aggressively violent. Like, it's one of the most violent games I've ever played. And can you imagine what it's going to end up being like for anybody, including myself, if by the time that we get to the Dead Space remake, I have the ability to start making money? Can you imagine what it's going to be like? The hell that me and other YouTubers are going to receive when we can't make money off playing the Dead Space remake? I mean, seriously, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. We cannot keep doing stuff like this. I just don't understand why they have to change that policy, because it wasn't like this in the old days. If anybody here remembers YouTube from like I want to say like pre-2018 at the least, pre-2017, pre those years for the most part, YouTube really wasn't like this. It really wasn't like this at all. It was people just having fun playing their games. It didn't matter how violent or not that they were. It just makes no sense to me why they would go through with something like this. So, like, with the Dead Space remake coming out, like, it's going to potentially hurt a lot of channels, and I'm worried. I'm worried for everybody else. I'm worried for myself. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. I'm approaching how many hours I will need. Around 4,000, like I've said in the past. I need 4,000 hours to then officially start making money off this channel. I'm very close. And if by the time we get to that game's release, and I can't make money off that game by posting about it, yeah, I'm not going to be a very happy person.
Allow me to introduce you to humanity's child, the children that will replace us, our greatest creation.
Oh yeah, that guy, by the way, right there. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so as I was saying, that guy that we just saw in the game, he's the character in the sense that he's a villain that feels very similar to the villain Warden Cole in the Callisto Protocol. Those characters, I think, are very similar to one another in the sense that when I reviewed the original Dead Space in my last video, I talked about how the villains and their aspirations are very similar in both games. And so that guy you just saw, he personifies the Warden Cole type that is very similar to each other in the sense of a villain. Excuse me, could you please not interrupt my man? He's trying to speak. So yeah, so now we can also kind of get into the Dead Space remake. Now, the question is, Will it be better than the original? And do I have confidence that it will be? Well, I'll tell you this. I do have confidence that it's going to be better. From everything I've seen of the game, it just looks like it's going to be so much better in terms of a graphical sense, but also it looks like they're really adding a whole lot to the lore of the game through various different things. I've watched every single video from IGN talking about the game as they break it down and basically showcase a lot of the game, which is another reason why I think it's going to be very good, because of the fact that they have enough confidence in them. Motive Gaming, the studio behind remaking the game, they have enough confidence in them that they really want to show off a lot of the game, including some of the new stuff, like some like interesting live in-game cutscenes that you can participate in. It's just really fascinating, and overall, I think this new remake, it's going to be fun. Now, the big question is, I think, to me, more so than if the remake is going to be better than the original, the big question is, can this game perform well enough to where it keeps people playing in the coming days of, or sorry, not in the coming days, but in the first couple of days of the game's release? Because obviously everybody knows what happened with the Callisto Protocol, and that really ticked people off. So hopefully with the Dead Space remake, they can really put themselves in a position where they're not screwing things up performance-wise. By the way, these guys, oh my god, this alien, this necromorph right here, I cannot imagine what this thing is going to end up looking like in the remake. Oh my god, it's just so disgusting, and that's the kind of thing that I think they're really going to improve upon with the remake, especially with those graphics. And also, can I just say, this suit that I'm wearing right now, that you get once you fully play through the game, it's the military suit, the level 6 military suit, I believe. This suit is so cool. I mean, look at this thing, man. Look at the design. It is just, it's one of the sickest looking things I think I've ever seen in a video game. It looks awesome, and I cannot wait to see graphically what this suit looks like in the remake. So these are just, that's just one of the things. That's just one of the many things that overall I'm really looking forward to. Oh yeah, this girl. You okay there? See, now this is one of the more horrifying parts of Dead Space that really just, it's one of those things that this game just does very well. Now, obviously, this one right here means absolutely nothing. It's just something that you can watch after clearly something bad that happened here. So yeah, this is fun. But yeah, so again, look, I think definitely now I want to hear all your thoughts on what you think could happen with the remake. Because again, this is going to be the first big game of 2023. This is the first one everybody's going to be looking forward to and playing. So we are in for a big one to start off the month of January, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I will say, I don't know how many of my subscribers and my viewers here watch American football, but that game the other night was just painful to watch from everything that happened around Damar Hamlin. I mean, that was just so scary and terrifying to watch as a fan of the sport, and overall, I'm just praying that he makes a full recovery after that cardiac arrest that he suffered on the field. I mean, it's just a scary scene overall, and I'm hoping that this helps in the future for more and better player safety, because you just never see anything like that in that sport specifically. I mean, you see bad injuries in football, but you don't see anything like that, like, ever. I've personally never seen an injury like that. So yeah, overall, I am hoping that Damar makes a full recovery. Everybody is donating to his charity, as I've seen online, which is just awesome. And I've also donated to that charity as well. So again, prayers up for Damar Hamlin, hoping that he makes a quick and fast recovery. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me, guys, on this first live commentary of 2023. Again, this is something that I want to start doing more of, because again, it directly allows me to talk to you guys and to the fans and to the subscribers of this channel, and it's just a much better way for me to connect with you all and just strike up a conversation, because at the end of the day, that's most of the time that's what live commentaries are for. And in a way, I want these commentaries of mine to also be edited to where it feels like we're consistently talking about something and I'm not always being distracted by the gameplay that I'm playing with on screen. And so overall, I think that this would go well for a first video, for our first live comment. So again, drop your comments down below in the comment section and give me your thoughts on everything that we've talked about today, whether that be for the Dead Space remake or the new YouTube policy, which again, I'm really hoping, really hoping it doesn't negatively affect too many people, even though for the time being it does look like it's going to hurt some people. But yeah, nothing much more really to say for now. I hope you all have a great rest of your days and a great start to 2023 in this first week. I will plan to do more of these live comms in the future, so I will see you guys in the next video. This is Orion, and I'm signing out, everybody.